High in the rugged cliffs of Morocco's southwestern coast, an extraordinary sight captivates the beholder. Among the spiny branches of the Argan trees, goats perch with remarkable agility, defying gravity and common perception. These are the famed Argan Tree Goats, an iconic symbol of adaptation and symbiosis. Argan Tree Goats are a fascinating sight often associated with the region of Morocco. These goats have developed a unique ability to climb argan trees in search of the tree's fruit, known as argan nuts. The nuts contain kernels that are used to produce argan oil, a valuable commodity in the cosmetic and culinary industries. Argan tree goats typically have a coat that ranges in color from light brown to dark brown, often with white patches or markings. Their build is relatively compact and muscular, adapted for climbing trees. They have strong hooves that allow them to grip onto the branches securely, and their limbs are nimble and flexible, enabling them to navigate the tree canopy with ease. These goats are well suited to their environment, with adaptations that enable them to exploit the resources provided by the argan trees in the region. While argan tree goats are renowned for their ability to climb trees, they primarily inhabit arid and semi-arid regions characterized by rocky terrain rather than living exclusively on rocks. These goats are well adapted to rugged landscapes, including rocky hillsides and mountainsides, where they forage for vegetation and browse on shrubs and trees, including the argan tree. Their climbing abilities allow them to navigate steep and rocky terrain with ease, which provides them with access to food sources and helps them evade predators. However, they do not typically live exclusively on rocks. Rather, they inhabit a variety of landscapes within their range, including rocky areas, scrublands, and sparse woodlands. Argan tree goats are not particularly known for their speed compared to other animals. While they possess agility and sure-footedness for climbing trees, their speed on the ground is not remarkable. These goats are more adapted to navigating rugged terrain and climbing trees with precision rather than running fast over long distances. Their physical attributes are more suited for climbing and foraging in their natural habitat rather than for high-speed locomotion. This behavior is not only remarkable but also serves as a testament to the resourcefulness of animals adapting to their environment. However, it's worth noting that the sight of goats in argan trees has become somewhat of a tourist attraction, and there are concerns about the impact of this tourism on the animals and the trees themselves. Argan tree goats, like many goat breeds, can vary in size and weight depending on factors such as genetics, nutrition, and environment. On average, adult argan tree goats typically stand around 61 to 91 centimeters tall at the shoulder and weigh between 23 to 36 kilograms. However, there can be variations, with some individuals being slightly smaller or larger. These goats are generally smaller in stature compared to some larger goat breeds used for meat or dairy production, as they have adapted to their environment, where agility and climbing ability are more important than sheer size. One of the most remarkable aspects of argan tree goats is their ability to climb trees. They are known to climb high into the branches of argan trees to feed on the fruit, which is a unique behavior not commonly seen in other goat breeds. These goats exhibit incredible agility and balance while navigating the branches of the argan trees. Their strong hooves and nimble limbs allow them to move with ease in this challenging terrain. As the goats consume the argan fruit, they digest the fleshy pulp and excrete the seeds. This process helps in seed dispersal and contributes to the natural regeneration of argan trees in the region. The argan tree goats indirectly contribute to the economy of the region by aiding in the production of argan oil. The oil extracted from the seeds is highly valued for its culinary and cosmetic properties, and the presence of the goats helps in seed collection. The sight of goats climbing argan trees has become a tourist attraction in certain parts of Morocco. Visitors are often fascinated by this unique behavior and seek out opportunities to witness it firsthand. While the presence of argan tree goats in the trees is a spectacle, there are concerns about the impact of tourism on the animals and their natural habitat. Conservation efforts aim to balance the preservation of both the argan trees and the goats' well-being. The relationship between argan tree goats and the local communities in Morocco is deeply rooted in tradition. The extraction of argan oil from the seeds has been a traditional practice for centuries, and the presence of the goats is intertwined with this cultural heritage. This is the most common sound made by goats and is akin to a sheep's baa. It can vary in tone and intensity depending on the goat's mood and situation. Goats bleat to communicate with each other, express hunger, seek attention, or indicate distress. Goats sometimes make low, rumbling sounds, especially when they are content or relaxed. It's often heard during feeding or when they are resting. When agitated or frightened, goats may emit high-pitched screams or shrieks. This can happen if they are separated from their herd, feel threatened by predators, or are in pain. During the breeding season, male goats may emit distinctive vocalizations to attract females. These sounds can range from deep grunts to loud, repetitive bleating. Male goats are called bucks and female goats are called does. Mother goats and their kids have a unique communication system. Kids may produce soft, repetitive bleats when they are searching for their mother, while does use a distinct call to locate and reassure their offspring. Goats may make snorting or snuffling sounds when they are exploring their environment, investigating new objects, or interacting with each other. The lifespan of Argan tree goats, like that of other goat breeds, can vary depending on various factors such as genetics, diet, healthcare, and environmental conditions. On average, domestic goats, including Argan tree goats, have a lifespan of around 10 to 15 years. However, with proper care and management, some goats may live longer, reaching up to 18 years or more. In their natural habitat, the lifespan of Argan tree goats may be influenced by factors such as predation, disease, and availability of resources. Leopards are among the apex predators in the region and may prey on Argan tree goats, particularly young or vulnerable individuals. Spotted hyenas are opportunistic predators and may target Argan tree goats, especially if they come across isolated individuals or weakened members of a herd. Feral or domesticated dogs can pose a threat to Argan tree goats, especially in areas where human settlements are present. Large raptors such as eagles and owls may prey on young or small Argan tree goats. Golden jackals are scavengers and predators known to target small mammals, including goats, particularly in more open areas. Some species of snakes, such as pythons and venomous snakes like cobras and vipers, may pose a threat to young or small Argan tree goats. While not natural predators, human activities such as habitat destruction, hunting, and disturbance can also impact the survival of Argan tree goats. The primary component of the Argan tree goat's diet is the fruit of the Argan tree. They climb the trees to feed on the Argan fruit, which contains a fleshy pulp and a hard nut. The goats consume the pulp and discard the nut, which is later collected by locals for the extraction of argan oil. In addition to argan fruit, Argan tree goats also consume a variety of other vegetation found in their environment. This can include grasses, leaves, shrubs, and other browse plants available in the arid regions where they live. Like all mammals, Argan tree goats require water to survive. While they can obtain moisture from the vegetation they consume, they also need access to freshwater sources such as streams, rivers, or water troughs to drink from. The breeding season for Argan tree goats often occurs during the cooler months of the year, typically from late summer to early winter. This period is when environmental conditions are more favorable, with abundant vegetation available to support gestating does, female goats, and nursing young goats. Female Argan tree goats experience hormonal changes triggered by the increasing daylight hours as the breeding season approaches. This stimulates the onset of estrus, during which they become receptive to mating. During estrus, female goats exhibit behavioral signs such as increased vocalization, restlessness, and mounting other goats. Male goats, known as bucks, also become more active and aggressive in seeking out receptiveness for mating. The gestation period for Argan tree goats lasts approximately 150 days, or around 5 months. After successful mating, the female carries the developing fetus until they are ready to give birth. Female goats typically give birth to 1 or 2 kids per pregnancy, although twins are more common. The timing of births often coincides with the end of the breeding season, allowing the kids to be born during periods of favorable environmental conditions when food resources are abundant. After giving birth, does provide maternal care to their offspring, nursing them and protecting them from potential predators. The bonding between the doe and her kids is crucial for the survival and development of the young goats. After the breeding season and kidding period, there may be a rest period during which goats recover from the reproductive cycle. This allows them to conserve energy and prepare for the next breeding season. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for even more viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and comment. Feel free to share.